Hi, everybody. Hi, it's so nice to be on with you guys, of course. It's a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. We are grateful to be alive. And today's topic is going to be: Is tarot dangerous? So let's just get right into it because I know a lot of people have different questions and feelings about this topic, but I am going to explain this to you guys from a perspective of experience. So, I was a reader before God let me know that my path is really prophecy. So, I feel like certain readers that are in it are actually prophets and they don't know it because they're being hidden. And when it is time for God to relieve them out of that, they're going to return out of their season of wilderness. And even in their season of wilderness, they are learning about their abilities. They are learning good and evil. They are learning that you have the power to destroy, to hurt somebody, because God made all of us in an image and the likeness of Himself, which means that He gave us the power to be able to, use the gifts that we have. And it is up to the person to, have pure intentions with their gifts. Anybody can um, decide with their own free will at any given time, like, do I want to do good or do I want to do evil with this gift? And some people do good and some people do evil. Every single day you see this, right? So I feel like in the pickings of the readers, God knows which ones genuinely have pure intentions. He knows which ones are, genuinely out to help the public. One thing that I will say about some of the readers that God is, um, has his hand on, or he's working with them, is the language. I realized that a lot of patterns of tarot readers, they use a lot of profanity. So instead of the message coming across, to be clear and precise on what exactly needs to be done, and the solution is just packed with a whole bunch of profanity and a bunch of stuff, keeping you really distracted from the central purpose and the central goal of, what God wants you to know. So, a lot of uh, reasoning for an evaluation of the tarot community is because a lot of you guys are focusing on the man and what he's doing, and it's becoming karmic. You guys are not focusing on the central goal of the divine feminine. The whole purpose and the whole bigger picture of this situation is for these two people to go on a journey to their higher selves. And nobody is really focusing on the main reason for the journey. Everybody's focused on this massive union that's supposed to be coming together between the divine masculine and the divine feminine and the twin flame journey and this and that. Sadly, a lot of people do not come together with their twin. It is really an ascension spiritually. It is an ascension spiritually. Ultimately, the goal is about you mastering your feminine and your masculine energy. Sometimes you got to come into your divine masculine energy to handle certain situations. Sometimes you have to be in your feminine energy to handle other situations. But a lot of people are bringing so much deception and chaos and like just this loop for people to keep circling back to. Here's the thing: a lot of the readings pick up on people from the past coming back. But if you left and you gave it to God and you said, you know what, whatever's for me is going to return to me in divine timing. You don't need to hear about this person returning every single day, or who's jealous of you, or who's mad at you, or who doesn't like you, or who this. Anything that God wants you to know, He is going to guide you to it without a card, without a tool, without anything. God is going to guide you exactly where you need to be, when you need to be there, and how you need to be there. The problem with terror is that it is keeping people in a loop. It's keeping people stuck in a cycle of the past when your future is that way. God doesn't want you to be the chaff, which means that He doesn't want you to get so stuck in the past that you don't have any focus on the future. If you left somebody in the past, leave them there. Leave them there. If God wants you and this person to be together, trust me when I say you're going to be busy living your life and doing what you want to do. And boom, He's going to smack you with that person at your door. Think about how many times, right? You had a situation where you probably was worried about it, or you didn't know how you were going to deal with that situation. And you said, you know what? I'm going to just give it to God. I'm not even going to worry about it, and you stop worrying about it, and boom, the situation fixed itself. Just remember how many people you let go, didn't care about no more. Stop worrying about them. Stop having feelings for them and all of that. And then the next thing you know, now you can't get them out of your face. You can't. They won't leave you alone. They won't stop calling you. It's like you left it alone. You went off to go do you. You didn't care about it no more. And then the next thing you know, exactly what you wanted fell in your lap. And when it fell in your lap, you didn't want it anymore. That's because of God's timing, right? A lot of the times, if something is not coming together between you and another person, it's divine protection, or it's just not time right now. A lot of people are waiting around and fighting for people who are not ready, or who's just simply are not your divine masculine. Some of these people that you're watching this terror for is not your divine masculine. Some of these people are karmic. And the readers, because they have abilities, they're going to pick up on your current energy. If you're watching, you're giving them your energy. They're going to pick up on your energy, especially if they're really tapped in with their gift. The only thing now is this. Let me explain a little deeper. What a lot of people don't know is that the book of Enoch speaks about different things, witchcraft and how it came to the earth, and what happened. And one of the things that the book of Enoch talks about is the fallen angels in the second heaven. When you are using these types of tools like cards, and you're trying to access this and that, or whatever the case may be, you're not hearing directly from God. You're hearing from the fallen angels. The fallen angels and the familiar spirits. When you're pulling on cards, you're opening up portals and you're inviting things in. And a lot of times people don't know how to close these portals that they are opening back up. So now there are legions of demons that's falling through in these portals when you're connecting when you're connecting with whatever you're connecting with to pull on that energy. And when I got out of tarot, however you say it, God baptized me. And He let me know that I had made covenants with demons, pulling on those cards and opening those portals. And I didn't mean to do that, because my intentions was just to help. But I had no idea that even though my intentions was pure, the things on the other side of the veil that I was accessing didn't have those pure intentions. And because of it, they came onto my side and was with me. And I had to expel all of those covenants that I made with all of those demons when I was pulling on those cards in the second heaven. And I didn't know that I was doing this. I had no idea that pulling on those cards was opening doors. I didn't know. So I'm opening these doors and I'm letting things in, and I'm not properly closing them out. And when it's time for me to repent and give my life to God, God is saying, you got attachments. You got to get rid of these. You got to denounce these attachments that you have made to these familiar spirits, because I don't dwell there. Anything that I want you to know, I'm going to give it to you. You're going to get it, and then later on you'll probably get confirmation about different stuff. But a lot of the times people watch it so much, and they're taking everything to resonate with them, not just some of the things. There could be one little smidget of their story that's about you, but because your discernment is off from wanting to know so bad what is going on with this person, you're going to take everything in that you're hearing from these videos, and it's going to put you in a loop, and you're just going to continuously keep watching it like it's an obsession, waiting and hoping for somebody to do this and come back and that. Let me tell y'all something. If a person wants to, they will. It doesn't take a bunch of telepathic communication and a person flipping a card saying, oh, such and such really loves you and they want to be with you, but they're with such and such right now and they have a really sticky situation. No. If a person wants to, they will. If a person wants to get out of something with somebody else and be with you, they are going to take every step they possibly can to get out of that situation and come and be with you. It doesn't take 2, 3, 10 years of telepathic communication between you and this person, and you're still saying this is your twin flame, because by all means, anytime that we wanted something, we went out to go get it. And if this is a man that we're talking about that some of the women are waiting for, these men are hunters by nature. If they want something, they coming to get it. They coming to get it. It doesn't matter what's standing in the way. They going to make sure that they do everything in their power to move that out of the way to get to you. So it's really a sad excuse to, and like giving people false hope to keep sitting back watching these readings and talking about this man that's coming back and y'all going to get married and all of this other stuff. It's some people that have been watching these readings for years, waiting on people, allowing these people to come back and say to their life over and over again with these false starts, because they believe that this is their divine masculine, when really these readers is going to pick up on whoever you're currently dealing with at the time. That doesn't mean that that person is your divine masculine, and everybody doesn't have a divine masculine. Everybody's not on a twin flame journey either. There could be people that are just getting hooked on the tarot that now think I have a twin flame and I have a divine counterpart. Some people in this lifetime will never get married because that's just not the path that God set for them. Some people have lines of work and things that they got to do that don't align with having a marriage. Everybody doesn't have a twin flame or a divine masculine, which is why this journey could be quite deceptive, because it will keep you on a merry-go-round, on a loop, watching this for these karmic people over and over and over again. If they were removed from your life, it is because they was not supposed to be there. And if they are supposed to be there, God is doing a new thing in which he is cleansing the hearts of men, and his people are returning from exile back to the promised land. So to, see so many people stuck here, and I can't sit here and act like I wasn't one of those people, because honestly, when I was a reader, one of the main reasons why God pulled me out of it is because it started to become an addiction. Some people are idolizing tarot. Some people are idolizing readers. They wait. They literally build their whole day around waiting for these readers to drop these videos about the same nonsense. Oh, it's the ex coming back from your past. He's sorry. He wish he never did this. And then they are accurate. Some of these people do return, but they're not who you think that they are. They're not the masculine you thinking they are. They're not. Because every time you get into something new, if you're a person who watches this all the time, once you get into something new with somebody else, you're going to go and watch for that person too. And it's going to give you a storyline. Oh, this is your person. This is it. This is your person because it's the current person that you're dealing with. It is the current energy. Some people really do have these high level relationship, twin flame relationships. Some people really do. Some people are really on this journey. But then there are some people who are really not on the journey. And the readers are picking up on energy from whoever you're currently dealing with. That doesn't mean that it's your person, doesn't mean it's your husband, doesn't mean that it's your divine counterpart, doesn't mean that it's your twin flame. A lot of times people are intimate with somebody and the soul tie is so strong that it makes you think that this person is your divine one, but it's not. It is just a very, very strong soul tie. And the more that the veil thins, the stronger the ties get, because spiritually things are being shown and things are very revealing at this point in time. In this time, I feel like tarot has become dangerous because it is not helping people progress forward. It is keeping people stuck in a loop. A lot of these women are making so much money off of these readings. And I'm not going to say that they don't help people, because I am not a judge and I'm not one to judge anybody about anything. But what I'm saying is that at a certain point in time, you have to also trust God. You can't rely on these readings to give you all things, because this is only accurate in the energy that is present at the time. You could get a reading on somebody and they can feel whatever they feel, but if there is no movement, it's just thoughts. It's just dead air. It's just dead energy just flowing through the atmosphere. Even if that person really misses you and loves you to the moon and back, if they're not taking any action to come towards you and make it right and do right by you and put a ring on your finger and get the ball rolling, then this is not a person that you should be sitting back looking up readings about. This is somebody that you need to say, you know what? I'm going to put this to the side because it is not in my everyday. It is not in what I am doing right now. It is, um, it is, it is literally a distraction to me right now. This person is not in my face doing a big one. So let me put them to the side and focus on me and worry about what I have to do for me. And if this person is for me and they meant to be in my life, they will come back. But sitting and worrying about them every single day is what's pushing it farther away from you. You ever realize that the moment you release control over something, that's when it just pours in? That's when it pours in. It pours in when you stop worrying about it. But watching those readings make people worry about their past, make people worry about the people that they feel like they lost. Some of these people that you guys lost was for your own divine protection. This was for your own divine protection. God removed these people because he knew that they didn't have pure intentions for you. So by you going back to the past to watch these readings about these people that God removed, it's almost like you kind of asking for whatever he was protecting you from. Yes, sir.
Can I have a Capri Sun?
Sure, if there's any more left in there. If not, just get some water, okay?
Alright.
But um God wants you guys to be more tapped in with him. He wants you guys to have more faith in him. He wants you guys to come to him for your answers. You want to know about something that's going on, pray about it. I mean, literally pray about it. I remember when a lot of people was like, you need to stop doing those card sharing and blah blah. Anybody could tell me anything, but it wasn't until I got a revelation from God in my own time where he told me, like, all right, it's time for you to put the cards down and I have another way for you to move into. And I said, Lord, if my power is real and I really have a gift, because every single last one of these readers that do this have a real gift and they are able to do this without even using a tool whatsoever. And that is where God is. God is where you can use your gift without even using a card or anything like that, where God will give it to you off the top. I went in prayer because I knew my intentions was pure. Even though I was a reader, I knew my intentions was pure. I knew that I wasn't out to hurt nobody. And I knew that a lot of people had the biggest misconception about me. But I understand why, because there are some people that literally use this thing to do harm, to do evil, to look into lives of people they have no business looking into the lives of. So I went to God and I prayed about it. I said, Lord, I feel in my spirit that I have a calling with helping people in a spiritual way. But if you don't want me to use my cards no more, I need you to teach me how to use my gift without using the tool at all. And he stripped me of everything. He took away all of my tools, everything. He told me to throw everything in the trash. And that's exactly what I did. And I fasted and I prayed to denounce and renounce all of the things that I had brought with me out of there, off of me. And once I did that, I started sitting down and I started writing stuff down on flashcards that he would put into my spirit. And once that happened, I said, okay, he's teaching me now how to rely on my intuition and listen to what I'm being told. Not only did he teach me how to do that, but he also taught me how to listen to music and dissect certain things that I hear to let me know what is going on. He gives me animals to let me know about different events taking place in my life. God will always show up through the signs and the wonders in life, and he will tell you exactly what he wants you to know without any tool, without anything that he didn't build inside of you. He didn't build the card. He didn't build the card inside of you. He built you with an intuition. He's made all of us in the likeness of himself. And that is the thing. He wants us to use our natural God given gifts to be able to access whatever our DNA is to be able to produce what we was producing with those cards. And I can say as a testimony that um coming out of that and just going into prophecy, I have been so accurate in the things that I have come across by way of the Lord Jesus Christ to give to the world. And at first, when I was getting these messages from God, I said, Lord, there's no way. It's no way that this is actually going to happen. And he said, put it out. And I started making videos without my cards. And the next thing I know, all the things that God was giving to me in my time of solace, in my time of purge, in my time of prayer, in my time of fasting with him actually came true. God said, you will know my prophets by the things that they say coming true. That's how you will know who my prophets are. And I didn't know that he chose me. I didn't know that my journey as a reader was building me for where I was going. So I don't judge the readers because I once was a reader. But what I will say is that there comes a time where you graduate from one thing and you move forward to another, because if you are a reader, it means that you are a very powerful chosen child of God, because you have tapped into the fact that you have a gift and you actually wanted to explore it and to use it, and you're using it, which is how you are able to accurately pick up on people. But after a while, it becomes a time in your life where it's time for you to graduate, because a lot of tarot is toxic. It's a lot of profanity. It's a lot of like people projecting their own lives into these readings and making you guys go on a hamster wheel with them when whatever they are pulling isn't even your energy, because um, they can't, it's like pulling from a dirty filter. When a reader is angry or upset or hurt, they're going to pull from that energy and is going to project out onto who's ever listening. So sometimes these stories are not even your stories, but because the story is coming up so much and this is the reader's story, it is now projecting into your life, manifesting into your reality, because this is all of the stuff that is going on in this person's life. Projection is real. Every time you guys write things in the comments, more than likely you're chosen too. And you write things in the comments and your energy is being siphoned. Some of these readers do not have good intentions. Some of these readers purposely became readers because they know that they can siphon energy from everybody that drops a like in a comment, everybody that likes, shares, and subscribes, everybody that's pouring out their heart and soul and all of that, everybody that's paying for these same readings over and over that's not helping. If you are going to be somebody that's going to counsel people, please make sure you're not just giving these people readings and not telling them the accuracy. Like, listen, I don't feel like this is something that you should pursue. Even though I know you love this person isn't here right now. I really feel like you should work on yourself and do the inner work because that's what this journey is all about. It's all about doing the inner work to become the highest version of self. And that is what the readers are not really focusing on. They focus too much on these men they have to heal, that God have to bring to their knees. They have to go through ego deaths. They have to totally be stripped before they can even come to you. If you are God's daughter, he is not going to let that man touch you. He's not going to let that man touch you until you're right. If you are God's son, he is not going to let that woman touch you until you are right. A lot of people are on this journey, but I want you guys to understand why you're on this journey. It is not about a me. You are on this journey because God has something that he wants you to do. That is about your purpose. That is about you. A lot of the tarot readings are centering men. A lot of women are becoming male-centered women because they are concentrating on this union between these two people. Meanwhile, the other person that they're concentrating on is out living their best life and doing whatever. And until God is ready to deliver that man, you will not have him or you will not have her. So it is best to live your life and do what you love because life is so short. Instead of sitting around listening to these readings all day, every day, trying to find the 411 on the same thing that's not moving. If a person wants to, they will. If a person loves you and they want to be in your life, they will be there. Even if you give them a no 50 times. Some people that's watching these readings haven't seen these people in years. And they're just stuck on a hamster wheel waiting. Oh, he's coming back. He finally figured it out. He finally had an epiphany. He finally knows what they need to do. Some of these men don't belong in your life. They had their chance with you. Time is up. God said, don't be the chaff. You keep looking back there, you're going to be contaminated, and that's where you're going to be. There is such a bright future for the chosen, for all of God's children, for all the people that's walking towards their promised land and moving from Egypt right now. You guys have something amazing that God wants you to do. And if you're constantly worrying about a union that has to take time to be prepared, you're going to miss out on the best adventures for self. Because this journey is all about self. This journey is all about discovering who you are, balancing your masculine and your feminine energy, and not getting stuck in a loop of illusions and just moving energy that a person is giving to you every day about this other person who has made no action in the physical to come in your direction. Once this person or these people come in your direction, that's when you deliberate. That's when you use your discernment. Do I need to take this person back or do I need to keep it pushing? That's really the biggest thing. It's like if these people are not making any type of movement in your direction to come and make it right with you. This is 2026, you guys. I can't stress it enough that if a man wants you, he's going to do whatever he has to do to make it work, to be in your life. I'm telling you, I have lived it. I have seen it with my own eyes. If a man wants to, he will. He's going to do it. He's going to do it with no hesitation. You're not going to have to say anything to him. He's not going to have to, like, you, listen, you could be sitting back, chilling, watching TV, minding your business. And in your mind, he's so tapped in with you. He loves you so much. He want to be there for you so much that you could be thinking about a glass of juice. And that man will be at your front door with a bag of groceries like, listen, I don't know why, I just felt like you needed me. If they want to, they will. It's not this complicated. It's not this complicated. God will do exactly what he's done. And here's the crazy part about it. A lot of people have people right in front of them that wants to love them, wants to be there for them, wants to be everything that you've ever needed. But because you're stuck on the past and what's going on back there, you can't even see what God has put in front of your face. You can't even see that. Yeah, God does sent you for husbands. People praying for a husband, but because it's not wrapped in your type and expectations that you're used to, you're passing them by because it's not wrapped in a bow that you think it should be wrapped in. I know some of y'all don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. We're gonna keep it real. Everybody has passed up those good ones, looking at the bad one, looking at the one that excited you, that just made the fire burn within. You're just like, I just gotta have this person because the person feeds a part of you that desires to be free. When you have a person that came into your life and lit a flame in you, bore so much passion, made you just feel like, oh my God, this was just the best thing I've ever been in. It's really not more so about the person, it's about the representation of what that person ignited inside of you that you were missing before you met that person. So when that person goes away, now you're stuck with all the memories of the excitement that that person brought to you, not necessarily the person, but what that person represented. Because you ever notice how there'll be like a girl who's madly in love with this guy that she dated for like a brief period of time. By the way, you guys get y'all some of this new this flavor is called Marie. You guys get it off my website, benandfabric.com, and you can also email me at VLCBYMARIE at gmail.com to get you guys some of these goodies I'm talking about. I just love this. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I love what it does for me. Love it. So it's really just a representation of what the person brought out of you. Some people bring out a side of you that's been locked away that you really need to explore. And your unconscious equates that feeling to the feeling that that person came into your life and gave you, not necessarily because the person was good for you or meant to stay, but because psychologically they triggered those emotions in you that have been hidden and buried, and they brought them out and made you feel alive. The aliveness is what you're chasing, not the person. The feeling that that person gave you is what you're chasing. You're not chasing the person, you're chasing the feeling. So when you can fill your life up and fill yourself up by your doing, just you, when you can bring yourself alive within, when you can find that thing that brings you alive, that's self-fulfillment. Because before anybody else can make you happy, you have to make you happy. And you have to figure out what does it for you. What makes you come alive the same way that person made you come alive? What made you feel alive the same way that that person made you feel alive? And once you can answer that question, you will never feel an emptiness with a person. You'll understand what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you bored, when you need to be stimulated. You'll know all of those things about yourself. And having a person or a companion is just a necessity at that point. But tarot is a loop. It keeps people in a loop. Keeps people in a loop It doesn't allow expansion because it keeps you too tangled in the past. And in order for people to be able to grow and move forward in their life, they have to be okay with letting the past go. And if it is supposed to resurface into their future, God will be the author of how that happens. But watching for the every move of what is going to happen with the situation is not going to make it come in faster. It's not going to make that person move. It's not going to do anything but keep you stuck, waiting and wondering and keeping that manifestation farther out. Because when you worry and think about something too much, it goes farther away from you. But the moment you allow yourself to release control and give it to God, especially if that situation is for you, it'll come to you like a thief in the night. But the more you worry about it and focus on it, it's going to get further away from you. Same way with money. When you focus on money and you just keep focusing on it and you keep wondering like, oh, why don't I have this? I don't have it. I don't have enough. I don't have this. I don't have that. Then the next thing you know, it's just farther and farther away from you. But when you stop worrying about it and say, you know what, I'm gonna let God take care of it. I know that if I know my God, He's gonna always provide a way for me and make sure that I got what I need. And then you just let it go. Next thing you know, here comes God. You said you was broke, you didn't have no food. God made sure you had food that day. You said you ain't had no gas money. God sent somebody in to give you that. So God wants you guys to put your trust in Him. You want that man, pray about it and let it go into the atmosphere. But going back to keep watching stories about this person over and over again is just going to lead a lot of people into insanity. It's been people watching tarot for years and it still has no resolution with their person. It's been readers that have been reading for years wondering why they cannot sustain a stable relationship because God has bigger plans for you and you're not going to meet your husband or your companion while you're in that line of work because somehow, some way it has become a toxic environment that a real man is not going to want to thrive in. Think about it. You think your man or your husband is going to want to be in the background listening to you be like, F that knee and da 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 and that B and that karmic da 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 da. Some of you guys are just, if you're on here and you're a tarot reader, then you also have a responsibility as a teacher. You guys should be teaching people how to speak eloquently and really dive into their self respect and morals. It's more to life than talking about karmic females that want to fight other people because of a man that somebody not thinking about. Like, we need our women to reach the highest level of divinity. That means teaching them how to really be in their divine feminine energy, which means they need to have confidence. That's the biggest focus should be confidence and self-love. Let's do build-ups today, you guys. What are we going to do for build-ups? If you guys are making cards, make cards about confidence and self-esteem. Make cards about what's to come in the future that are good. Give people positive things to think about. Make readings only about finances. Some of you guys have taken over the tarot community just talking about these karmic past relationships that was never supposed to be in the divine feminine's future in the first place. These are just casualties in time, lessons that they had to learn to be able to elevate self-love lessons. If you didn't have some karmic men or men, if you didn't have some karmic women that you dealt with, you would have never learned your self-worth and what you would or would not deal with. But to keep dwelling in the past is hindering you from the future. Some of these people were just boyfriends and girlfriends to you. And they were blocking your husband and your wife's path. I always say, don't let your boyfriend block your husband, baby. Don't let your girlfriend block your wife. If these people are not down on their knee in front of you right now saying, I'm sorry for everything that I did. I want to marry you. I want to work on this. Let me show you. Let me show my love for you. Then they are not the one. Because one thing about God is He going to show you He gonna tell you and he gonna show you. My dad, my father, because I'm a daughter of the Lord, he's gonna put action to his words every time. If God made us in the likeness of himself, then that means that men are made in the likeness of him. That means that they are supposed to keep their word. They are supposed to do right by you. They are supposed to put action to their words. And if they are not doing that, then they are not the one for you. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast. That goes on both ends of the field. The woman should be kind, patient, and not boastful. And so should the man. And he should treat you like you belong to God. And that means that he has to be a God-fearing man, because only a God-fearing man is going to understand that if he does something in violation to you, then he goes against his father in heaven. And if he doesn't get that concept, or he doesn't have the fear of the Lord, then he's not going to care how you're treated, because he doesn't have that fear instilled in him. All of these men that decided to play with you and not do right by you and all of that, they were not God-fearing men. Because a God-fearing man is going to fear that God is going to have consequences for him for not doing right by you. I feel like that's what a lot of these readers need to focus on. Explaining to women what kind of men they are looking for. What kind of men you are discerning. They need to have these characteristics. Test the spirit. Um, Tarot is dangerous because a lot of people is like idolizing it. Morning, noon, and night. These readers are online morning, noon, and night. That's all they know is these cards. God is like, it is time to come out. It is time to come out and help your people naturally. If you're in this line of work, you're a natural teacher, you're a natural leader, but it's time for you to teach and lead right. And this is no judgment, because like I said, I used to be a reader, but it comes a point in time where you guys have to realize, like, okay, what's next? What's next? Besides this man and the karmic female that he's been dealing with that's mad at me because he still wants to be me and he's leaving, what's next? Besides that, what am I looking forward to as far as my future? Besides this man and this union and whatever, I want to know what's good with me, because self is the most important part. You can't even be ready for him if you're not whole within yourself. And that's the problem. A lot of the teachers are not teaching. They're not teaching how to gain that self-love. They're not teaching the ladies watching them how to become the divine feminine. The language being used, the way that, these readings are coming off the people is making people karmic instead of divine. So we have to reevaluate what we're doing. Some of us really need to remember we're representations of some of the highest, beautiful, spiritual, divine women. There is a certain way that we need to carry ourselves. It's like some people are great at what they do. Professional, straight to the point, will tell you exactly what you need. And that's just the energy for that moment. It could change at any point in time. The energy is fluid, like they always say. So I don't want you guys to get stuck on what these people say. Go to God. Don't get stuck on what these people say. Go to God for your answers. God will give you clear instructions on everything. If this man is for you, pray about it. You want to know if this person is your person, pray about it. God will reveal it to you. But to seek a card every day has become idolization for a lot of people. Some people are in idolatry and don't even know they're in idolatry because they're watching this every single day. They're waiting for their favorite readers to come on every single day just to be able to tune into that. They make this their whole life. They are making themselves male centered women. Like, what if this person with their free will chooses to never come in your direction? What are you going to do? When meanwhile, the whole world was out there. You could have been out there traveling, having a good time, making yourself open and available. And a lot of times, women get themselves into these bad situations with these men because our standards are not where they're supposed to be. If you know that your goal is marriage, don't give that man your body. You want a husband, you got to stand 10 toes down on what it is that you said you're going to do. You want that man to act right, give him something to act right about. Demand what you want. You want respect. You don't want to be in a polygamous relationship. You don't want to share your man. You let that be known. And if your boundaries are violated, you walk. Because an alpha female, the highest sigma female, the highest level of confidence is a woman who is not afraid to detach and walk away. Those are the most powerful women on the planet. Those are the women that men respect. Men don't respect what you say, they respect what you do. So if you told that man that if he didn't get it together, you was leaving him and moving on, that's exactly what you should be doing. Hey, maybe later on down the line, if it's meant for me and you to be together, then we will. But right now, I'm doing me. And you can't be afraid to detach and walk away and let it go. You can't be afraid. Those are the most powerful women. It's like, even if I don't end up with you, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be just fine. That mindset right there is the mindset of a winner, of somebody who bets on themselves. Like, I love you and I care about you deeply, but I am not going to let you violate my boundaries and I'm not going to let you hurt me or break me down because I got things to do and I got places to go. And if you don't understand that, I am not the person for you. And when they violate what you told them, with no hesitation, you must walk. Because that is the only way that you will be taken seriously. Your coldness and your unwillingness to budge on what it is that you want is what is going to bring in what you are desiring, what you are seeking. As a divine feminine, you have to want for nothing. You have to want for nothing as a divine feminine. Everything is set for you. You have to want for no man because you know in your heart divinity. When you're divine, you came from the divine. That means that God has already set your table. So whatever it is that you are asking for, whatever it is that you want, it is already done. You don't have to sit back and watch something over and over to, see what this. No. What is for you is yours. You don't have to worry about nothing. That husband is yours. All God wants you to do right now is bask in the ambiance of this very moment you're sitting in. Don't stay stuck in the past. Stay right here in the present moment with yourself. I'm here. I made it. I'm chilling. I got me a glass of tea. I'm chilling. I'm beautiful. God has everything laid out for me. I don't have to worry about nothing. That man I want is already in position for me when I get there. As a divine feminine, to really know what a divine feminine is, it means that you trust yourself, your intuition, your path wholeheartedly and so much that it doesn't matter what another person is doing. When they come in your direction, they going to get in line immediately because they know you mean business. Because of your unwillingness to compromise on what you want. If you told that man that you don't want him out here dealing with other women and you find out that he is, walk. If you told that man that you wanted to be married in 2 years because you're not doing the girlfriend year for 5 years, walk. Whatever you told them is what you must stand on. Because men don't respect speaking. They respect actions. They respect actions. It's sad, but that's how they operate. They're different than women. Do you guys know that every single time that I needed to walk away from somebody, or I had to walk away from somebody, that's the time when they actually try to get it together or figure it out, because at that point it's real. Why is it real? Because it's action. It's action put to the words that I have been saying that I was going to do all of this time. I have now put movement to what I said I was going to do. That is when the gloves come off and it's like, oh my God, baby, please, where you going? I need you. Don't do this to me. But by that time, it's too late because you have already put it in your molecular structure that you were done. And ladies, we know, not to exclude my men right now, but ladies, we know that when we are done with something, there is no convincing us to turn back. When that switch goes off and we're like, is a dub? It's true. We're not going back on it. We don't feel the same way. The fuse went out. It's over. There is nothing else left for me to say or do. I am just done. Do you know the level of calm that women have when they are just done? That level of calm that you have when you're just done is the same level of calm you need to have in every aspect, in every area of your life, because you have to be so confident that you already know it is already done for you. You don't have to fight over nobody. You're not in no competition. You're not competing. You're not doing anything that is beneath what God has given to you, and that is royalty. You are royal. So we are not stooping down to degrade ourselves to be anything that anybody wants us to be. We are staying in our power, understanding that we are God's daughters, and we will not confine to what other people want. I'm not about to be a sister wife for you. Not going to happen. I don't believe in polygamy. I'm a monogamous. We have to stand on all of these things that we are saying. This is how we get people to operate within what we want to see our life look like. Once you stand on your boundaries and you stand firm on it, and people see that you're not going to fold on what you set out for your life, they get in line and they respect you. It's when you tell a person over and over what you're going to do and they don't see you do it, that now they take you as a joke because they feel like you don't stand on what you say. They don't respect you. You know, the best reputation is to have is, one thing I know about her is that she's going to do exactly what she says she's going to do. So you better not play with her. That's a good reputation to have, because you know what? Some people will come in your direction to test your gangster to see if you really meant it. But then other people will come in your direction knowing how to carry you because they already know that you ain't nothing to play with. Everything you want is already set out for you. If you're seeing this video, if you're watching this, if you're on here now, everything you want is already set out for you. You don't have to seek anything outside of God for your answers. If you want to know, go into prayer, pray to him about what you want. He will answer you. He speaks in threes. But he wants to turn his people away from the idolatry of tarot and bring it back to talking to him and waiting on him for answers. How many of you guys only had God before you discovered tarot? He wants you to think, what was I doing before I even started watching this? Where was my faith? What did I believe in? And if it was him and he's all you had and you've always had that relationship with him, he wants you to go back to that. Come out of the idolatry. God is all you need. And it's almost a sense of worry when you're watching these things for answers, because it's like you're nervous that you don't know what's going on. But the good thing about God is he makes certain things a mystery to surprise you. You're not supposed to know everything. Some things that's taking place behind the scene has absolutely nothing to do with you. So your mind shouldn't be clouded and bogged down by all of that stuff that they're talking about, because the finished product is what's going to show up on your doorstep, not the crazy stuff that's going on with them. Let me tell y'all something. The only thing that you need for protection is Psalms 91 and Psalms 23. Okay, you don't need a crystal, you don't need none of that stuff. Psalms 91 and Psalms 23 is the only two things you need, because the Bible and Psalms was written specifically to break spells. Okay? Psalms was written specifically to break spells. Any witchcraft, any of that stuff like that, hang them Psalms prayers up all around your house. Say your Psalms prayers morning, noon, and night. I promise you, your ring of fire will be so strong that it doesn't matter what anybody throws at you, it's going to go back to them immediately without you even having to say return to sender. We don't do return to senders. We just pray and that ring of fire goes up and it bounces right back to whoever is penetrating your wall. So this is why I believe tarot is dangerous. I would like to see people grow and elevate and go to new levels. We still have people stuck here watching this for the same people that's never ever going to get it together, because they were not meant to be in your life. If they were, they would be. Love is on the horizon for you guys. You don't have to seek out a reader to tell you if new love is coming in, because love is everywhere. Love is fluid. Most of the time you got to get out into the world and you got to go do things that you love to do. And in these places, God places your people. It's not until you get out and start doing what you love to do that you are going to meet the community of people that's supposed to be with you on your journey. Some of you guys are stuck doing the same mundane stuff over and over again. Book a vacation, go start traveling to different places, take yourself out of a box, go do things that you wouldn't normally do. And I'm telling you, the things that God is going to put in your path for getting out of your comfort zone is going to blow your mind. He wants to see if you're going to trust him. And that means they're walking by faith and not by sight. Even if you can't see a man manifesting and being put together by the Lord, that doesn't mean that he's not coming. It's just that he's not right in front of your face right now. But think about it like this. While you working on yourself and becoming the best version of you, would you want somebody sent in to drain your cup? Or do you want your cup to be full and running over and people basking in the ambiance, getting hydrated by what's overflowing below? Because you can't have or give somebody anything to drink if you dehydrated. You got to nurture yourself. You got to really sit with you. You got to really focus on you. And that means decentering men out of your life. Men doesn't need to be here. I need a husband. I need a man. I needed this. I needed that. Don't worry about that. God is going to take care of it. He wants you to pour all of that effort and energy that you've been giving to these men and watching this and this union and all of that, dump it back into you. Because if you know yourself, you know God. To know thyself is to know God. Once you get closer to you, you get closer to God because he's your creator. Once you get closer to you, then you start to understand that certain things that I actually want. Then you get to take your time and sit back and work on the masterpiece of what it is that you really want to see happen in your life, because you're conserving your own energy. You're so powerful now. You got all of this energy that you was originally given to other people. Now you're giving it all to yourself, and you got so much of it. So now you're able to manifest at a rapid rate because nobody is training your energy. You're not pouring your energy into those tarot readings every day. You're pouring that energy into yourself. You're waking up, you're saying, I don't know what today is going to bring. It might be hard not to think about this person, not to watch these readings to find out what's going on with my person. But today, I just want to be present in what is going on in my life right now. Today, right now, I'm sitting at my computer desk on live and I'm talking to you guys. And I'm going to take this every minute, every step at a time. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of elevation. Everything that is for me is already set. My table is already set. My future is already prepared for me. All I have to do is keep my eyes on the Lord in front of me and walk straight. That's it. I don't need a card or a reader to tell me anything. I'm going to follow my God given intuition, and I'm going to keep walking straight in the direction that God is telling me to walk in. And I'm going to trust that He is bringing in everything for me, including the union that I would like to see happen in my life. And don't be surprised if the person you was watching it for turns out to not be anything to you at all, but just a lesson. But the real blessing is waiting in the unknown, in the future. You got to be willing to go to the future to get your money, to get whatever's for you. But it ain't nothing in the past but poverty, broken dreams. Move forward, you guys. And don't allow this to be your identity of living in a constant loop, in a continuous karmic cycle, watching for people in your past when you have such a bright, beautiful future ahead of you. You can't even move forward and go to the money and get your future because you still looking at poverty in your past. Go to the future and get your money. Go. All you got to do is walk. Walk straight. Go to the future and get your money. It ain't nothing back there but poverty, broken heart, lessons you learned. It's a different time we living in right now. I know y'all felt the shift when 2026 came in. Something happened. And I just feel like we don't have that much time. And while we've been sitting around worrying about what we don't got going on, we ain't even looking at what we do got going on, what we about to have going on. Because this year is about to bring in some things we ain't never seen before. Some of us are millionaires overnight going into a new level of life. And these old people are not around because they can't come with us to the next season. So stop watching for these people. Stop. Don't be the chaff, you guys, when you're the wheat. Don't get sucked up in the past. Go forward to your future. That's where your money at. Go to the future and get your money. And that's all for my live stream today, you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful. And I hope this message reaches who it's supposed to reach. And I'm sure it will because this was just a humbug. And God, brought me right here to deliver this message to you guys. So I hope that this reaches everybody that it's supposed to reach. I'm not coming at anybody. I'm not being judgmental. I'm just giving you guys things from my own experience. And I really wanted you guys to see how this does affect things and how staying in the past too much can really delay your future. So please, take heed to what I'm saying. And please know that this is coming from a very loving place of experience. And I just want to see everybody grow and mature into exactly who God wants them to be. But if you're in the past, you can't see what you're going to be in the future because you're not paying attention. So have a good one, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm Shantell Marie. This is the Venom Talk Show, and thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe.